Writing scripts was never something I enjoyed doing, even back in high school when I had to do it for drama classes to help with assignments and come up with, I guess you could say, little scenes in order to put together a giant play altogether as a class. It's not that it's hard in a sense, it's more so that once the script is written, I feel like once the recording starts, I'm just reading it, which does happen a lot of the time in the audio for the Helltaker review. And it also is the reason why it takes so long to make videos now is because I have to do scripts when it comes to research and remembering everything that's happened. Because these Helltaker games that I'm reviewing actually take a long time to figure out because I do not remember everything from them. I suppose that's why I kind of wanted to do this at the same time, to prove to myself that I could, in fact, do it and put the channel in a different direction in terms of content. But this video is going to be a little bit different. This video does not have a script. I'm literally just going to improv it and wing it. The first of its kind on this channel, and I'm hoping you guys like it. With all that said, let the sim begin. In order for this video to make any kind of sense, I first need to explain one of the more main topics of it. We're no stranger to Goddess of Victory Nikke on this channel, but as far as I'm concerned, nobody has really seen the beginning of it. To put it simply, Nikke is a game that, on the surface, just looks like your typical gooner man-appealing game. However, as I've said multiple times, when it comes to a game, I prefer the story, and Shift Up, the developers for Nikke, have no shortages of ideas and creativity when it comes to that. The game itself, again, though it seems like it's just your typical large-breasted women on the surface, has a much deeper meaning and a story that is more tragic than you would even realize. From the very beginning, you're introduced to a woman by the name of Marion, and in that time, you're meant to start to fall for her almost instantly. However, not everything good is meant to last. Unfortunately, she succumbs to something called corruption once you reach your new squad, and unfortunately, you have to take her out. Nikkes are unable to kill each other due to their inhibitors, which means you are forced to kill the one that helped you out, that got you all the way here in the very beginning. Your first kill ended up being your best friend. Or maybe even your first love. The FB Commanders isn't necessarily a group, but a collective of different Facebook pages that have pretty much the exact same goal in mind, to represent and prove why our respective Nikkes are the true Goddess of Victory. However, this group tends to grow with every passing day, which isn't even a joke either. As I'm editing this, 2 more representatives have popped up, and I believe it's the last week. One for Cinderella, and one for Brady. How do I know this? I am informed by the one that represents Delta. Not all of these pages are necessarily commanders, but some of them simply just representing the Nikke themselves without even referring to themselves having a commander. And even then, some of them, including my own page, doesn't even consider themselves to be a commander. However, somehow, unanimously, without even discussing, we all agree that we are the FB Commanders. Which brings me to one of the main topics of this video. Though I may not be able to get to all of them, I'm going to be talking about certain FB pages that have more or less influenced the way that I run my Facebook page and the way that I look at Nikke. For any of the FB commanders who watch this, and I didn't get to mention you by name, I do apologize, but I will try my best in order to put a link down in the description and remember. One of the reasons I'm making this in the first place, because this wasn't the idea I had for the channel anniversary, was one simple photo. That's this one right here. I'm not one for Christmas, I'm not one for celebratory holidays, I'm not one for any of that fancy stuff. But when I saw this, it made me realize how many friends I made without even realizing I had made these friends. So I figured I'd finally do something to kind of show my appreciation for them not ridiculing me or throwing me aside. So yeah, let's get started. If you guys start hearing feedback in the microphone, I do apologize. As I said in the beginning, I'm not using any scripts, so I'm literally looking at my phone through all this, and because of the microphone on my phone, it's causing feedback with my laptop. Nikkei Scribbles Print Shop. Probably one of the two main reasons I started my own FB page for Nikkei. The second one being a bottle of booze, we'll say. So, who and or what is Scribbles? Scribbles is a Tetrabade Nikkei, part of the Protocol Squad, who's tasked with managing and publishing all the media throughout the arc. However, that isn't exactly her entire tale. Unfortunately, I'm unable to have all of the information as I am not sure where they are, and I don't want to go and ask Scribbles' creator because I want this all to be somewhat of a surprise for everybody. So, what can I tell you? Well, in a way, I kind of see them as my counterpart's enemy in a sense. Somehow always being able to get vital information that isn't meant to go out to the public, even knowing the true identity of my character's name. Scribbles, as I said, is basically an OC in the Nikkei universe. I won't give out the name of who created her, but like I said before, she is a big inspiration. The character, I mean. It was interesting for me to see that somebody so passionate about the game was willing to create their own character, hire a bunch of different artists in order to create what they wanted to be. And honestly, I have nothing but love and respect for it. Scribbles, if you see this, thank you for being one of the reasons that inspired me to be where I am right now. Honestly, I don't think I would have done it if I hadn't seen all your stuff. Hope you're doing well, as I haven't seen you really post that much. I hope everything's okay. Okay, I'm getting kind of tired of doing like the weird soft-spoken voice thing or whatever I did in the last two. I record these at like freaking 1, 2 in the morning when everybody's sleeping. However, I'm getting sick of it, so we're gonna stop that. Anyways, the FB Memers is a title that I give to a multiple amount of different Nikkei pages, so we're gonna be covering quite a few of them. That's right, we're killing multiple birds with one stone. The key? Small birds, big stone.
So I figured out a way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Like this. The key to that, Lois, is big rock, small birds.
My best friend Vesti can't be this cute. Okay, this page, with the name alone being as obscure as it is, should tell you exactly what this thing can do. And by thing, I mean this tiny creature. This is one of the pages that I was telling you about that doesn't necessarily associate with the commander, but mainly associates with the Nikkei/unit themselves. In this case, we're talking about this tiny little pocket gremlin that gets upgraded to a slightly bigger pocket gremlin that somehow has Jarvis in her cutscene. And this page makes an astonishing amount of memes based around that freaking Nikkei. I'm sorry if you hear tapping, the wire for my headphones is tapping on my desk. I'm mentioning them because there's this once in a while where they end up tagging me in certain things here and there, but also because I really like a lot of the memes that they make, because as far as I know, they make the memes themselves. and it's stupidly hilarious. I put the sneak peek of the Family Guy clip that I just showed you guys up on freaking Facebook, and they were the first to comment, and of course, there you go. I'll put it up if I remember to do it. Vesti, honestly, I know there's another like Vesti page out there, but I don't talk to them or associate with them. I think they haven't posted in like 2 years or something, just saying. Vesti, if you're watching this, which you probably are because I'm putting the link up on Facebook, I want to thank you for always finding a way to make me laugh. Like, I know we don't really associate a whole lot, but the memes you make are honestly really interesting. Granted, I don't like how you keep using Vesti for censorship, but what do I know? I'm not one to go toe-to-toe against the Pocket Gremlin. I'm just saying. I can already hear you asking yourself, Judge, or RH, depending on where you got the link from, what happens if Vesti decided to make a video rather than just standard memes? Well, we have somebody else for that as well. Introducing the other half of the FB memers, Commander Data Memes Database. Wait, is that what I was putting? Hang on, where's my phone? Commander's Meme Database, or as I like to just say, Commander DB, or DB Commander, depending. This man, I'm assuming is a man, I could be wrong, has a talent, not a talent, an art form of creating memes out of the dumbest Nikkei stuff possible. Now, to give a little bit of context, this man is also very fast. I'm recording this on November 11th, the 28th of November 11th. It is currently 4:20 a.m. and I believe it was 6 hours ago when Shift Up announced that Brid is getting a brand new unit. And for those couple hours that she was released, or announced at the very least, he has been making a bunch of memes about her. And honestly, I'm not even mad. Brid is honestly a really appealing looking Nikkei, so for that I thank you. This man has created a lot of different videos and memes, a lot of which that I can't really explain here. However, the one that I think I love the most is, and I think this was him, I apologize if it wasn't, there is a video that he made where Drake ends up interrupting Maxwell doing something, and Drake, in proper Drake fashion, is a racist. And I don't mean the way you think, YouTube, okay? So you don't have to ban me. I'm talking about race car driving. I'm not going to explain the entire video to you guys. I might link it, I might not, I don't know. But that is probably my favorite one, only because it keeps reminding me that Drake is also in a squad with Maxwell and Laplace is no better off than Drake, with Maxwell, though she has quite interesting tendencies, is probably the most sane out of the three. Suen, I don't know what you're doing, but your Nikkeis from Macilis are unhinged, to say the least. Except Mori, but we don't talk about Mori. DB, if you are watching this, which you probably are, because I'll put the link on Facebook, thank you for making such stupid videos and somewhat inspiring the stupidity that is this video. Now that we have the FB memers out of the way, let's bring on somebody a little more closer to the heart. Snow White's Gun Workshop. Now, this one has been around for quite some time, making their own memes and everything, ending up taking a break at one point, which I'm not going to get into, it's not my business and I don't care. However, this one I find a little bit unique. This one basically taking in the embodiment of 3 or 4 other Nikkei units. As it obviously says, the main one being Snow White. However, they also embody the personalities of Red Hood, Grave, and I think potentially Cinderella, which is a little bit of a contrast as we now have a page for Cinderella. Actually, in the parts of recording this, we also ended up getting another freaking random Nikkei page, and even another one for Milk of Cafe Sweetie over in Tetranet. This is one of the reasons I don't like doing scripts, because then new people are added and I'm not able to add them in. Isn't this amazing? So this is why I wanted to put in Snow for this one. Snow is unique. I've had the pleasure of speaking to them a couple times before over in a Discord call, way back when I was actually active in the Discord server, which by the way anyway, you guys should go and check out. Link will be in the description. It's the Lost Sector. Snow, I'm sorry if your segment is short. Don't think it's like anything bad or anything like that. I promise you. I just wanted to say I appreciate everything you do. You keep on chugging. You keep on going. You keep on fighting. You keep on bringing you keep the pilgrims alive, is what I'm trying to say. Especially Snow White. As far as I can tell, she doesn't get a whole lot of love, in a sense, but you keep it going. I just wanted to put that out there. Link in the description to their page. Anise's manager, yet another Tetra Nike. Now, I don't know what I am allowed to say about this one and what I'm not allowed to say about this one. Granted, I'm going to go by the posts that have been put up because everything is up to speculation and anything that I've put up online is public knowledge. This page, as far as I know, I could be wrong, could be another Anise page, has gone through 2 different owners. I didn't know who the first owner was. And I don't 100% know who the second owner is. However, I'm adding them in here because for some reason, they always find Rosa art and they tag me in it. They can find it out on Facebook in the wild. They can find it randomly on their phone and put it up on the server. The Lost Sector, you guys should really go check it out. Link in the description. Man, Anise's manager, if you're watching this, which you probably are, I've said this multiple times, this is going up on the Facebook page. Thanks for always thinking of me every time you see Rosa. Anise's manager, thanks for keeping me in mind whenever you see a black and white haired woman anywhere around with a mafioso vibe. I know I don't say a whole lot of stuff. I'm not saying a whole lot of stuff about these last pages, guys. There's a lot of good reasons for that. Mostly because I'm recording these at like 4 a.m., so I do apologize. And again, if you guys hear feedback, I apologize. I currently have my phone over here charging while also playing Azur Lane because the freaking Data Live event is real. I thought it was fake. I thought it was a big meme. And then Vesti freaking put a photo out saying that they got origami. I don't like the anime, but I figured why not? Limited units. Anyways, let's move on to the last Facebook page. And this one is very important to me. This one has to be perfect. No script, so I have to make sure I say everything I need to say and get this done in one single take. Because I think I speak for everybody when I say that this man is nothing short of a legend within the FB commanders. Delta's commander is no stranger to anybody amongst the tens of commanders that we have within the group. This man is nothing short of a saint and nothing short of a legend, as I've said. Why is that exactly? Because this man is a visionary and an artist. I mean, look at what my character used to look like when I did the first renditions when the channel started like 4 years ago. Look at that. Compare it to the other artists I've commissioned to have Brimstone done. And then look at what Commander Ruben has done. This is amazing. Ruben is the only one who I trust to do this kind of work. For Nike, at least. I have other people who do different art for different categories and sub-universes. However, it's not just me that he works with. He works with every single commander within the FB, pretty much making their visions become a reality. And a lot of the time, without them even asking. This one's the one that showed up 10 minutes before I even started doing this audio recording. Scribbles, as I mentioned as one of the first ones in here with a really shitty voiceover, has finally managed to reveal their commander with the help of Delta. It's truly amazing to see. And it's not just that. If you look back at their FB page, you can see that they have helped made other commanders' visions come true with each one of their respected Nikes. Freaking database with Maxwell, volumes manager with volume, of course, volumes manager being another FB commander who I didn't mention in the video. Freaking Privity, another one that another one that's in here. Freaking, we have one for Drake. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, and I apologize. They make commanders become reality, and it's amazing. They're visionaries. Now, I will admit, there are times where they use AI. However, they only use AI on artworks that they've already created for themselves. They will only use AI on their own works. They won't do it as another stupid thing. This man, I have nothing but love and respect for Delta's commander, man. I really, really love and appreciate this man. He's done so much for the community and the FB commanders as a whole. And even to the point, working with Snow to create this picture that inspired the video to begin with. The whole Christmas gang. And keep in mind, technically this isn't all of the FB commanders. This is only maybe a third of them, I think. And if you look over in the far right corner, there's my guy, who in the continuity of Nikkei goes by the name of RRH, which is why if you guys look at the channel, the name says Korrupted Judge, bracket, RRH, close bracket. Reuven, you have helped so many commanders and so many new pages come to light. That's another thing. I only know about a lot of the new commanders that show up to FB because you share their page before I can see them. Granted, there are a couple who end up following me before I see that. The best example I believe is Cinderella's Prince, who followed me first before I noticed that you shared it. And I was going to share it. However, I'm in the middle of this, so I went dark on the FB page for a little while. Man, if you're watching this, which again, you probably are because this is gonna go up on the Facebook, I want to thank you for everything that you've done for every single commander here. I know I'm not alone when I say this, is that we appreciate everything you've done for us. Guys, if you want to go ahead and check them out, I will leave a link to their FB page in the description. If you know what, I'm going to put theirs as the first one, and I don't think anybody will mind if I do. Thank you for helping everybody, not just me, everybody, make their visions become a reality. Okay, I think that's about it. I'm sorry I didn't get to cover every single member of the FB commanders, but granted, there's like 40 or 50 of us total. And if that was the case, and if I had a lot more time, then I would probably do every single one of them, and even evaluating the new ones that keep coming in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link to every single one of their Facebook pages, or at least all the ones that I am capable of putting into the description. But only the Facebook pages. That's right. If you guys want to plug your other social medias, you guys are gonna have to comment. See database? This is how you get engagement. I'm only bringing that up because freaking Database did a live stream on Facebook about a day ago as of finishing up these lines. Thank you to all of you for welcoming me into this community. Honestly, I never thought I would find another group of people similar to the Helltaker community that is so open and so helpful and inspiring in a way. And I'm already thinking about what you guys are going to ask. Well, what about RRH? How come you're not going to talk about that page, the whole lore and everything? Believe it or not, I don't like talking about myself, even though this page is a lot about me. So yeah, if you guys want that, let me know. Go ahead and check everybody out over in the description for the FB commanders. And yeah, I know it's a really interesting way to celebrate the 4-year anniversary of the channel, seeing as I don't mention these kind of people on the channel. So I'm going to make it up to you guys a little bit, and assuming I have everything scheduled and done properly, you guys are also going to be getting a bit of a Helltaker video as well at the exact same time. Go ahead and check it out in the end card. Also, this is a bit of a celebration as well for the FB page, because as I was working on this, we ended up hitting 400 followers. And I know Scribbles has also hit 400 followers, but I will relish in the fact that I hit 400 far before they did, and my page was made like a year later. I love the popularity of Rosa. But yeah, with all that said, I'm the Korrupted Judge. unless you guys are coming from the Facebook, then I am RRH, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Stay corrupted.